shalom, shalom. So today's video is going to be about the number that I have been seeing over and over, which is 222. So I finally did my homework on the number 222 as I was told to do this for this Shabbat. So that's what I'm doing. And so I'm going to be reading some flashcards, and then I'm going to read into the book of First Chronicles to explain the 222. Okay, first and foremost, um, H222, which is the Hebrew word 222. And for the young that are coming into the word that don't understand H, that stands for Hebrew. So when you continue to see a number over and over, you can go to Google or Chrome or wherever and put in the number, but put the letter H in front of the 222. I always use the H, and some people use G for the Greek number 222. Personally, for me, I use the letter H because I want to know what it meant in Hebrew. Okay? So now here's what it says. H222. It says Uriel. Uriel. From and flame of Yah. Uriel. The name of two Israelites. And so I went into more more what it was saying on that. So let me flip this card over. Okay, and then it says, Uriel, this is what it means. My light is Yahweh, or flame of Yahweh. And this aligns with his role, Yahweh's role, guiding Israel back into the light of obedient worship. And then it says here, lead. Okay, so then what I did after that is because it talks about a whole bunch, different scriptures you can go in and read about the name Uriel. So I went into the First Chronicle one because it says First Chronicle 13. So I didn't go. Oh, excuse me. First Chronicle 13, it talks about the leadership in the ark processing. So the building of the Ark of the Covenant, right? So I went into First Chronicle 15 because it also gives you First Chronicle 15:11, and we'll get into that, but I'm just doing the introduction right now. Okay, so now my other flashcard reads, wait, explanation of First Chronicle 13 is the exclamation of David and Uriel. It says David discovers from scripture that the ark must be borne on the shoulders of the Levites. And it says Uriel Uriel, okay, the chief of one of the tribes, stands out as one of the four family heads David assembles. This is to build to carry the Ark of Covenant on their shoulders. And then it says here, read now First Chronicles chapter 15. So now we're going to do that. We're going to go into the First Chronicles chapter 15. This is going to take a little bit, but I have to do my homework. I have to be obedient. If you guys don't want to listen to the video for the whole reading of chapter 15, you can get the gist of it, and then you can go in and read it, more for yourself. But First Chronicles 15. David erected buildings for himself in the city of David, prepared a place for the ark of Yah, and set up a tent for it. Then David said, no one but the Leviim, L apostrophe V I apostrophe I M, the Levites, should carry the ark of Yah, because of Adonai chose them to carry the ark of Adonai and to serve him forever. David assembled all Israel and Yerushalayim to bring the ark of Adonai up to its place, which he had prepared for it. David gathered together the descendants of Aaron And the Leviim, the Levites, from the descendants of Kahat. And from the descendants of Kahat is Juriel the chief and 120 of his kinsmen. Remember it said back there that there was two Israelites with the name Uriel. Okay, so this is why we're going into this chapter. I mean this book, First Chronicles book, okay, in chapter 15. And then it says Uriel the chief and 120 of his kinsmen. From the descendants of Merari was Asaiah the chief and 220 of his kinsmen. From the descendants of Gershom was Joel the chief and 130 of his kinsmen. From the descendants of Elisaphan, Shemaiah the chief and 200 of his kinsmen. From the descendants of Hebron, Eliel the chief and 80 of his kinsmen. And from the descendants of Uzziel was Aminadab the chief and 112 of his kinsmen. Okay, now we're getting to 15:11, where it recommends that you go to hear about Uriel. David called for Sadak and Abiathar, the Kohanim, and for the Levites, Labiim, the Levites. And here's the chiefs' names: Uriel, Asaiah, Yoel, Shemaiah, Eliel, and Aminadab, and said to them, you are the clan leaders of the Levites. Consecrate yourselves, both you and your kinsmen, to bring the ark of Adonai, the Yah of Israel, up to the place I have prepared for it. It's because you weren't there the first time that Adonai, our Yah, broke out against us. We didn't seek him out according to the rule. So the Kohanim and Levites consecrated themselves to bring up the ark of Adonai, the Yah of Israel. And the Levites carried the ark of Yah on their shoulders with the poles on it, and as Moshe had ordered, according to what Adonai had said. 15:16. David spoke to the chief of the Levites to appoint their kinsmen to be singers, making use of musical instruments, lutes, lyres, and cymbals. Lyres is the second instrument. To play loudly and raise sounds of joy. This is while they're building the Ark of the Covenant. They're going to be, they're going to have a party. They're going to be celebrating. Okay, so it says, so the Levites appointed Heman, the son of Joel, of his kinsmen, Asaph, the son of Barak, Yahu, of the descendants of Merari, their kinsman, Itan, the son of Yahu, Yeshiel, Uni, which is Uni, Eliav, Benayahu, Maaseyahu, Matityahu, Lehu, Miknayahu, with Oved Edom and Yeiel, the gatekeepers. The singers Heman, Asaph, and Itan were appointed to sound the bronze cymbals. Zachariahu, Aziel, Shamiramat, Yeshiel, Uni, Eliav, Maaseyahu, and Benyahu were to play the lutes for almost high-pitched music. Matityahu, Lehu, Miknayahu, Oved Edom, Yael, and Azayahu were to play lyres to lead the Shaminit, the lower pitched music. Yahu, chief of the Levites, was in charge of the singing. He was put in charge of the singing because he was skilled at it. Yahu, and Elkanah were gatekeepers of the ark, for the ark. Yahu, Yashap, Yoshaphat, Entanel, Amasai, Zach, Sekhar, Yahu, Ben Yahu, and Eliezer, the Kohanim, blew the trumpets in front of the ark of Yah. Obed, Edom, and Yeshik Yahu were gatekeepers for the ark. 25. So David, the leaders of Israel, and the commanders over thousands went to bring up the ark of the covenant of Adonai out from the house of Obed Edom with joy. Since Yah was helping the Levites who were carrying the ark of the covenant of Adonai, they sacrificed 7 young bulls and 7 rams. All right, so now we're going further. Now this is 27. It says, David, all the Levites bearing the ark, the singers, and Cananiah, the music leader for the singers, were all wearing linen cloaks. And David was also wearing a linen ritual vest. So all Israel brought up the ark of the covenant of Adonai with shouting, blowing on shofars and trumpets and cymbal soundings with lutes and lyres. As the ark for the covenant of Adonai entered the city of David, Michal, the daughter of Shaul, watching from the window, saw King David dancing and celebrating, and she was filled with contempt for him. All right, so now I got to go to 4 of my notes. So I'm going to end this with this. The Levites, okay, the Levites, they, how can I say that? Were responsible for the Levites' devotion merged with the royal blood, reinforcing the inseparability of worship and rule in Judah. All right, I'll say that again. So the Levites' devotion merged with royal blood, reinforcing the inseparability of worship and rule in Judah. Okay, so now I'm going to do a whole nother video on chapter 16 coming up right after this because I'm told that I have to. And that video is going to be about the things to do on the Shabbat. All right, so I'm going to end this video right now because you guys can actually go in there and you can just go ahead and research the H222 on your own. But to know, I'm going to make sure that I cover that again because that's really important. Hold on one second. H222, where are you? H222. Remember, I kept saying the number H222. So H222, the word for the number H222 is the name Uriel. Uriel. From and flame of Yah. Uriel, the name of 2 Israelites. Okay, then it says, Uriel, my light is Yahuwah, or flame of Yahuwah. Aligns with his rule, aligns with Yahuwah's role, guiding Israel back into the light of obedient worship. So that's the name of this number. That's the name of this number. I mean, that's the importance of this number, of me seeing the number H222, him blessing me to see the number H222. Seeing, because you look up and you see the number 222. You open up your phone and it says 222. You go somewhere and it says 222, right? So why am I seeing this 222? And also, too, I'm going to tell y'all a story about this 2222. Now, these twos, 222, I just understood 222. I have not understood 2222, but I drove from Phoenix, Arizona to Marianna, Florida. The mileage read 2222, 2,222 miles. 2,222 miles. When I hit that hotel room door, 2,222 miles. The address of the hotel, 2,222. I'm not kidding you. 2,222. right? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at that. Now that that came to mind, I'm going to look up H2222. What's the word for that? So I love you guys. And I just want to come on here and be obedient, like Michael Yasharel says, because I was watching his video and he had a dream. Y'all got to go on and watch his video. Listen to his dream that he got from the Father. It's Go and listen to Michael Yasharel's dream. He's got on a purple t-shirt. Listen to that video. I love you all. See you guys in the wisdom in the wilderness. See you guys in the wilderness. And then shortly thereafter, I don't know how much time after, at the wedding supper of the Lamb. I love you. Talk to you soon. And Shabbat and Shabbat Shalom. Okay? Take care.